So we went to Leamington last Tuesday, and unfortunately we got denied in order to get the first step of our temporary residency done for Mexico. Bit of a long story, but I'll tell you all about it. Basically, we went with the understanding that we had to prove income of 6,100 and so dollars every month for 6 months. So we had done that. We had got all of our bank statements and stamped, and it showed that there was more than $6,100 every month going into the bank account. Now that bank account is sort of a savings account for us, so it's not a high interest savings account or anything like that. So at the end of the month, we take that money and invest it. And when we got to the consulate in Leamington, the first thing the lady said is, "Oh, you don't have a balance every month." And we said, well, that wasn't part of the criteria. The criteria was an income of $6,100. So she said, well, let me take it over to the lady that's doing the interview. So we sat back down, and they pulled us in and did our photos, and then they pulled us in and did our fingerprints. And of course, we paid our $76 each to do that. So $152 for the interviews. So after a while, I went back in, and the consulate lady asked a few questions like, why do you like Mexico, and where are you going to move, and that type of thing. And then she went on to say that because the balance was less than $6,000 every month, we didn't have the financial solvency in order to stay in Mexico if there was ever any issue. And I tried to explain that, well, that was just the balances get put into investment accounts. And she said, oh, well, then why don't you go by the investment category rather than the income? And I said, because the income only said $6,100 a month. It never talked about an ending balance. So that's why we're here with 6 months worth of information. But we got denied, and she said, come back with the investment statement. So I guess what we're going to do is I am going to try this coming week to go into the investment side, and that means taking 12 months of documentation that shows over $111,000 in investments. And we'll see how that goes. So it'll be interesting because that's in a holdco. It's not in my personal name. I own the corporation that owns the holdco, but hopefully that won't be an issue. But we're going to try again and see what happens. So for another $76 next Thursday, we'll go for the interview, and hopefully we'll get the first step done for me. That'll be the challenge. We're not going to do it for both Kyla and I because there's no excuse or no reason to spend $76 each. So we'll try it once and see what happens, and then we can go back. So that's where we're at. We got denied last week. We're going to try again next week and see how it goes.